So, in this video, let us see the top 10 programs that changed the face of computing. In this list, the number 10 is the World Wide Web, WWW. On November 12, 1990, Sir Tim Berners-Lee wrote a document outlining the basics of what we know as the World Wide Web. Within the same year, he created the first web server and web browser on a Next computer. Next was Steve Jobs' company when he left Apple. It was this operating system that Apple based its OS X on after Jobs returned there. So no one would have guessed the impact of world web would have on the world. It probably the most revolutionary concept in modern history. In the list of computing top 10 programs that change the face of computing, number 9, Photoshop. Photoshop, created by Adobe, was an original program developed by brothers John and Thomas Knoll. There are few products that became so brothers John and Thomas Knoll. There are few products that become so ubiquitous as to become a verb. Now we Photoshop images. In this list, number 8 is VisiCalc. VisiCalc was the first successful spreadsheet program written for the Apple II, an early computer by Apple Inc. Successful operating systems are built upon key programs, and VisiCalc is the primary example. Next thing is number 7, WordStar. VisiCalc did it with numbers. WordStar did it with words. WordStar did things that at the time made jaws drop. It could count the words in a document, and when the document was printed on a daisy wheel printer, it printed one line forward and the next line backward because it was faster that way. Next one is in this list, number 6 is CPM. CPM was something of an accidental invention. The legend is that Gary Kidal was working at a Naval Research Labs on an operating system and wanted to continue work at home on his own home built computer. Unfortunately, the mission at work was different than the one at home, so the solution was to separate out the mission dependent parts of the operating system into a small subsection, the bulk of the operating system being left unchanged. Next one is number 5, Emacs. In the early days of small computers, programs were written using the text editors, often WordStar, and then the program files were processed through compilers and linkers to produce a finished program. Emacs was an editing system for the Unix operating system and provided the first programming environment. The compiler and linker were still there, but the process was hidden. Next thing is number 4, Unix. Unix shows the advantage of giving bright guys some time and money. Ken Thompson was the bright guy, and he essentially developed the first version of Unix, then called Unix, to make a game run faster. Next, number 3, C programming language. C is the language of Unix and was written by Dennis Rich in 1972. Pretty much the whole of Unix and applications that run on Unix are written in C or C derived languages, C or C++. Number two, Smalltalk. Another programming language, Smalltalk, was the first successful object oriented language. Before Smalltalk, languages dealt largely with strings and numbers. Smalltalk allowed the program to describe all kinds of things, shapes, sounds, videos as objects. Last one is number one, Xerox Alto operating system, the single most influential operating system, bar none. Are you using a graphical user interface, Windows, Mac, OS X, and a mouse? Are you connected to a network? Are you used WISY editing like MS Word? Do you print to a laser printer? Is your computer doing more than one thing at once? All of these things are originated at the Xerox PARC research facility under Alon Cave around 1973. So these are the top 10 programs that change the face of computing.